Hi and welcome to Let's Talk Retro.
And today we're going to talk to you about joysticks.
So today we have these amazing controllers that we control all our games with. They're all sort of like precision controls, and they're really good, comfy pads to use. But before these, back in the 80s and the early 90s, I suppose we used joysticks.
Yep.
And today we're going to go through our joystick collections and sort of share them with you, and sort of reminisce the days of joysticks.
We'll show you what we were waggling in the 80s.
Yeah. So first of all, the first one that we thought we'd have a look back, this is going way back, we thought we'd have a look for the joystick that came with this monster.
That's yours, isn't it?
It is. For those of you that don't know, this is a Fairchild Channel F, distributed by the Grandstand here in the UK. So that's why it's got the Grandstand badge on it as well.
What a beast.
Channel F, the one with all the fun. The Fairchild Video Entertainment System at your larger JCPenney. The home entertainment system that never gets old. Plug in a new video cart and change the fun. Play tic-tac-toe, shooting gallery, or just doodle. Switch video carts and play Desert Fox. Switch again, it's blackjack. Or play the two built-in games, Pro Hockey or Tennis Champ. Channel F for fun. The Fairchild Video Entertainment System. Just $169.95. Video cart cartridges, $19.95 each. At your larger JCPenney.
And I quite like it. The games on it are very simplistic. But the actual joystick that comes with this, if anyone's actually seen one, will know, or I think it is anyway. I was really surprised at how good it is. For something that was so early, the joystick I think was pretty good. So should we have a look at it?
That thing's got wood grain on the side of it.
Oh, everything back in those days had wood grain.
It looks like a tape player.
So these are the joysticks. I'll give one to you so you can have a look. And the first thing you notice, it hasn't got a base like most joysticks used to have.
No, it's a weird design.
Yeah, all you've got is a stick with a triangular sort of knob on the top. And the thing that makes this so good is, and in those days as well, this is actually eight way.
Oh, it pushes in as well.
Yeah, so it's it's an 8-way control stick, and it pushes in, like you say, and so that's like your fire. And it also pulls up if you pull it.
All right.
The top pulls up.
That's a first.
Yeah. And then not only that, it actually rotates. So it's almost like a paddle and joystick all in one. And it's really good. And then one of the games actually comes built in on the, that actually is a Fairchild Channel F2 that I've got there. Yeah, it's a little
9-pin.
Yeah. And the Fairchild Channel F2 comes with a game built on which is a Pong clone. And with these, you can actually, rather than, you've got Pong, you've got your bat, it just goes up and down. But with these, because they twist, you can actually twist an angle.
Ah, put spin on it.
Well, yeah, sort of like the angle of your bat, so you can bounce off the walls a lot more easily. Obviously, normally on Pong, you sort of whiz up quick and try and make it go off at an angle. But these, actually, you can really sort of precision move the bat so it angles so that you can get a different sort of angle on your shot back. And it makes it for a really good Pong clone, and definitely my favourite sort of clone of Pong.
These look unused.
They're actually very light as well, aren't they?
Yeah, there's not. No, it doesn't. There's no real click.
No.
So it must not be micro switches.
No. It's sort of very loose, isn't it, on the top? It's like, it's weird, but they work. When I used them and played with them, they were actually very good.
Cool.
And
is that the first joystick then that used the 9-pin, or do you reckon the Atari was before that?
This I think was before the Atari, because the Fairchild Channel F was the first ever console with removable cartridges. And I think the guy that invented the Fairchild, he actually worked with Atari on perfecting their cartridges for the Atari 2600.
So he took his control.
So yeah, and there actually was a version of this I found out recently. I didn't know that it actually existed, but somebody did make a version because you could use probably like a 9-pin Commodore 64, Commodore VIC-20 and stuff like that. And there was something called a Zircon Video Command Joystick, which basically just ripped off this design. And you could use it with your Commodore 64, which I never knew, and your VIC-20 and things like that. So it's pretty amazing joystick.
Weird looking, but it's fun.
Yeah. So moving on, and so secondly, we'd have a look at the most iconic of joysticks. So I think most people can guess what's coming.
Can you guess?
It's the Atari joystick. And I say iconic because you still see this today. A lot of people, when you think of an old joystick, it's the first one that sort of springs to mind.
Yeah, there's plug and plays now with the same controller, don't you?
Yeah, and you see them on sort of T-shirts, on sort of big wall art, all sorts of things like that, because it's such an iconic,
retro.
And these things actually pretty well made. The plastic on it, the base is pretty solid. Joystick's pretty clicky, pretty good, and then this sort of the stick, the shaft, sort of like made like that.
There's going to be loads of innuendo in this.
The stick or the shaft, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like rubberized, and these actually were the first joysticks I actually used on a Commodore 64. Me and my mates used to like this joystick because if you were playing things like what we used to call the joystick breakers, Daley Thompson's Decathlon,
track and field,
Hyper Sports, track and field, winter sports, some of the games, whatever it's called.
Wrestling games for me.
These joystick breaker games, you used to waggle your joystick left and right as fast as you could to make your character run or spin. And the good thing with these is you could just put them to the flat of your hand and really give it some. So to say. Probably was a bit crazy. Set that when the Commodore 64 was doing that, but yeah, it's
pretty robust.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you ever break one?
We did actually. I know they used to loosen off after time.
You were using it too much.
Remember when my friends actually rip this right out?
Did they?
Yeah.
Was it your joystick?
No, it wasn't mine. No,
it was his. Yeah. Oh dear. Did you laugh?
Excuse me for coughing. I don't know whether we did or not at the time. I think we were pretty pissed off that it broke.
Oh no. Yeah, I bet actually.
But yeah, I mean, I actually did rip. This whole thing came right out, but yeah, as after a lot of waggling, so to say.
We wore it out.
Yeah, we wore it out. So that is a great joystick. Another joystick. There's lots of joysticks that come on the market after that with sort of similar sort of design, similar sort of thing. This is one of my favourites. I never actually owned it back in the day. But this is by a company called Suncom, and it's called a Slick Stick. And
it's Slick.
Slick's actually spelt wrong. I don't know whether that's intentionally. It's S-L-I-K. It's probably trying to be cool and trendy.
Yeah. You can probably trademark it if it's
but this is again, it's a very similar sort of looking joystick. Just a
much
single.
Smaller.
Yeah, it is small, and actually, you think for small hands maybe it's not very. For big hands, it's not very good, sort of thing. But
why is there like an image of like another button but no button?
I don't know. It's just I presume that's some sort of logo. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always quite liked the way that looked on the top. I thought that looked cool. So I remember them from back in the day. Never had one until sort of fairly recently. And actually, it's very precise. It's not got much. It doesn't sound like it's got much given. I don't think it's micro switched. I think it's just normal. But you have a fiddle.
I have a fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the bottom it's got Suncom Incorporated, patent number, made in China. There's no like suction cup you get on some joysticks, so yeah,
when you actually use it,
it's
quite good to use. I find it. It's one of the joysticks I do like to use.
I've never seen this before, but it looks pretty cool.
So moving on to what's probably my favourite joystick of all time, my sort of go-to weapon of choice.
Is it a cheetah?
No, this is a zip stick.
Zip stick, that's it.
And this is one of the first sort of ones. I think this is micro switched. So you went from just like, I don't know how they were done before. It's whether just like
leaf
things,
switches,
something like that. Yeah. And these are like the better micro switch ones where they're better. There's little clicks and stuff.
Some kind of contact.
Yeah. And this one you can sort of seem to be able to tighten up. Sort of like give you a different sort of strength to the actual stick on how much leeway you had. You had two buttons.
Left and right handed?
I'm sure they just use it either way. It's up to you, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose.
Must be for left and right handed.
Yeah. And then this one's got suction cups like you were mentioning just now, which is so you can stick it on your desk.
And then never be able to pull it off again.
Yeah.
Or lick the bottom. You used to lick the bottom and then,
But an iconic, I guess, quite an iconic joystick. One that a lot of people say is their favourite joystick. Looks great and plays well.
Is it just for Commodore or is it?
It's got the usual sort of 9-pin connector, so you can use it on lots of different consoles. and computers. So, like on your Commodore 64, VIC-20, Spectrum. The Spectrum, I think the original ones used to have like an adapter, and then they would take these sort of joysticks. So moving on again, and this one is a lot of people's favourites. I'm going to quite like this one. It's the very similar to the Zip Stick in style. This is the Competition Pro. This one's not got any sections on the bottom of it. It's got two big buttons
massive.
again, massive buttons.
They're like arcade buttons, aren't they?
Yeah, they are very, very similar.
Concave as well.
Yeah, and nice, and again micro switched. I used to remember a lot of them used to have a black. I'm going to say the word shaft again, and then a red knob, but this one's got like the all red.
So it's a shaft with a red knob on the end.
Yeah,
right.
And but yeah, so again, it's a good joystick. A lot of people swear by this, and they've recently remade these. I know you've got one down there.
I have, yeah.
Recently redone these so you can use them with a PC.
This is my one. I got it from a car boot. There's a micro switch on the bottom, on the back even. To tell this is new because it's got one of those fancy QR codes on the bottom. But it's here's the box. So this is you probably still buy these, I'd hope, or so we've got SpeedLink Competition Pro USB. So this of course is USB. I got this because of emulation. But it's got two extra buttons. Just there and there. Obviously the original. So that's probably handy for other games obviously it's got. But it's so, I mean we've just literally opened this for tonight. But yeah, that's really stiff. But yeah, good.
It's got a gold-plated USB.
Yeah, look at that. Even though one side looks a bit manky, but I guess make it look a bit fancier.
So redone for today's market.
That's it, and it came with. Oh, it's supposed to come with a CD, which I think is in there. And it's got a list of games
So
on
it's
the
got Commodore 64
back
classics
of it.
with it, was it?
Yeah, 99 best of Commodore 64. So whether or not this is all licensed, you'd hope it is. But yeah, so it comes with an emulator, and good gift really for a retro gamer that used to play Commodore games. Of course, now I can use it for anything in Maine.
Yeah. So there was lots of, or a couple of companies that were sort of like known for doing joysticks. One of them being Cheetah. I've got a Cheetah joystick here. I think you've got a different version somewhere over there. This one's called the Cheetah Annihilator. And this one actually came with the Commodore console, the C64.
Oh, what was the pack called?
I can't remember what it's called.
Flight and Fancy? No.
No, not like that. No, actually the one with the console where you could plug the cartridges in.
Oh, yeah.
Got it upstairs and I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. See?
The Commodore 64 game station, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this came with it. It's because it's that sort of colour, I presume.
So could you buy that separately then?
I think you could, but not necessarily in this colour. And this one's got the fire button.
It looks unused.
It's quite new. It looks quite new, doesn't it? So I bought it. It came with the console. So don't think it's micro switched. Might be. It's like a bit hard to tell. Just the one button. Got the suction cups on the bottom. And I have read that some people say that this came with like the Commodore 64 game station thing, but actually flopped and failed because it didn't do very well. And some people say it came with the worst joystick ever as well. But I've also heard other people say it's quite a good joystick. So I've used it a couple of times and it was all right. So you got your almost like a trigger fire button and the button on the top. So this is when sort of start to get all sorts of different buttons on your joysticks. I think you've got a Cheetah one down there somewhere, haven't you? What's yours
Mine
called?
is a 125 Plus.
Yeah, I remember those.
Now, what makes this special is it has two 9-pin connectors. Now, one's grey. Now, hopefully someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think is it the Spectrum, or there's one...
It was a Spectrum 2 Plus or something like that.
That had a different wire, for some reason, had different pin-outs on the 9-pin. So they've obviously made it that it works on both. Either that and I'm wrong and it's for 2 players and you can just pass the other person the joystick. There's a switch on it for something. It just says on and off.
It
So
might be
I'm-
autofire,
yeah.
I would imagine that.
hopefully 2 buttons. Yeah, and on the back at the bottom, it's got a picture of a cheetah marketing, and then it shows the 125 plus. Very similar, really,
Yeah.
to your one. Bit more battered. Made in Taiwan.
Of course, the other company that everyone would know that was known for their joysticks was Quickshot. And this is I think this is one of the original Quickshots.
I'd say my favourite brand.
Yeah, and there was the Quickshot 2 Turbo, which neither of us have got in our collection today. And my favourite one actually was the Quickshot Python. We used to use that on the Amiga. That used to have a slightly bigger head with 2 buttons and an autofire in the middle, little blue autofire button and a trigger.
Like a flight sim.
Yeah,
joystick.
so you always felt like it was, even with this, you felt like you were in a jet sort of plane or something, because you stick it to your desk and you'd be like. But yeah, the buttons feel slightly better than on the Cheetah, a bit more clicky. Again, your trigger button, an autofire on and off on the back.
Gotta love autofire.
So, yeah, autofire was
Especially for
common
R-Type
thing
and
yeah. And then obviously your suckers on the bottom. Have you got any quick shots in your collection? I think
I've got a few. Yeah. What should we start with? Let's start with this. Now this is a Quick Joy. Now, I'm pretty sure this is Quick Shot.
Or is it just a rip-off?
Or it could, yeah, maybe it is a rip-off. Quick Joy Junior. It is.
Is it?
Oh, listen to that.
Oh, it's got to be a
that's
rip-off. It's
nasty.
squeaky.
Oh. So that's a close-up for you. One button, and it's got the D-pad, and some of the holes are bigger than the others, but for some reason. Quick Joy Junior SV119.
I wonder if anyone knows whether that is
China.
actually a quick shot, whether it's just a rip-off.
Yeah, you couldn't really get any more basic than that, other than the Atari one. But the fact there's no button there though, that's a bit crap. But listen to that.
Has it got SVI on the bottom? It's got SVI made in Hong Kong.
I think it's just got stuck. Made in China.
Alright. This was made in Hong Kong, so I think it could be
It's
just
got
a
the
rip-off.
silver QC pass sticker. So
Yeah, that's got one.
yes, the quality control sticker of joysticks.
So you got another one?
I have. Now this is my favourite, and I had one of these originally, and I broke it playing WrestleMania on the Amiga. And you have to beg your parents for another joystick, and then they say, "Oh, you've broke another one. You don't look after your things."
Mind you, I used to find that the quick shots, you used to get one and it'd last for like
Mm.
months, no problem with it whatsoever. Well, you'd buy another one, it'd break within a week or so, and you'd either try taking it back to shop and trying to get them to replace it, or hoping they'd replace it. Occasionally they did, I think. I think the last time I used to like the Quick Shot Python, and I think I used to have one of those that broke sort of 3 times on the trot, sort of relatively quickly. But anyway, so go back to your.
This is it. So this is actually the second revision, because the first one I had that I broke playing WrestleMania was slightly different, and it wasn't. This is super micro switchy. So
It is, isn't it?
imagine trying to play that in 2 in the morning.
Like your
when
parents
you-
hearing.
yeah, you playing that bloody computer? Yeah. So yeah, that's a close up. Now, some things to mention about this is there's the bottom for anyone that's interested. It's got a switch on it, so you can use it for Atari, Commodore, MSX, which I've never had or used. Ever had an MSX? No. Amstrad, so thumbs up for the
Never had an
Amstrad fans.
either.
And Sega, and it says Quick Shot model QS138F. And I'm pretty sure this is called a Maverick. And it's got, now this is brilliant, more leads than you can shake a joystick at, and 1 and 2 player. So you can plug them both into your Amiga. When it's your turn, there's a switch to go between 1 and 2 players, and so I can go, there you go. How cool is that? So you don't need 2 joysticks, you've just got to wrench it off the desk and pass it to your friend. You've got a selector for what type of console or computer you're using it with, and good old autofire. Nice big kind of arcadey joystick, and this is big and my favourite joystick by far. And that's it then. Well, I've got for quick shot. We've got
Oh yeah.
something that we kind of think special, but in a way, people probably just hate us. But it is this one that I was waggling at the start of the video, and this is the QuickJoy 3 Supercharger. Now, you might be thinking, why is this gold? And the reason is, I bought this second-hand years ago, and it's the same joystick that they used to give away in some of the series of Games Master. That's why it's gold. We made a video that not many people watched, and we were prattling about, and we did some kind of competition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good year or so, a year and a half ago, 2 years.
The winner
And we were playing for our
Let's Talk Retro
golden joystick. Now, before you start leaving comments going, oh, you've wrecked a joystick, yeah, kind of, by painting it gold. But, in my defence, I can rewire this, no problem, just so it was like, I can't obviously take the paint off easily, but anywho.
I think you picked it up cheaper at Boomerang,
Yeah.
didn't you?
It was, I mean, we haven't even tested it if it does work, but, so I just thought it was fun to paint and mess about
So
with. The
what
paint
model is that
job
again?
there's a bit shoddy, but I'm not very good at spray painting. This is the QuickJoy 3 Supercharger.
And that's the actual one that they used for the golden joystick in Games Master.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the series is that it was in, but it was in
Alright.
definitely this joystick. And at the bottom it says QuickJoy Supercharger and then made in Germany. And it's got the suction pads. But it's a good joystick, it's chunky. Have a go on that.
Yeah. So there's Cheetah and there was Quickshot. And there was also the other make, what was that? I mentioned them earlier, I can't remember the names. It's something King.
Speed King?
Speed King, was it? Something like that. Which neither of us have got any of their joysticks. And I always like their joysticks when you see in the adverts.
I know.
And you've seen the adverts in the magazines. And I often thought there was one that was sort of like almost like one-handed. I don't know, it was a weird sort of looking shape. I'll try and get some pictures to put up.
Like pastel colours, that one?
No, not that one. No, it was like it was a black and red. It was a weird sort of design. It was a sort of different design to these sorts of things. But and when the reasons why we're doing this video is we recently did on our Instagram. Anyone who follows us on Instagram will know we did a joystick week where we put a picture up each day of a different joystick. And someone asked me whether I had one of these, whether it was coming up. I can't remember who it was. So unfortunately, I had to say we didn't because neither of us had one in our collection. But there's a joystick that possibly I might try and pick one up.
Yeah, it went down really well, didn't it? Loads of people
Joystick
got a kick from that, and they commented, and thanks to everyone that checked that out.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to have a bit of a rant now, if you don't mind, because I'm going to have a rant about what I think is probably one of the worst joysticks of all time. Now, as anyone knows, I'm a big Commodore fanboy. I had the Commodore 64, but before that, I had the Commodore 16 and the Commodore Plus 4, and lots of people who had those would know that they came with this excuse of a joystick. The only good thing about it is it's got a nice silver Commodore badge, which I like. That's the only thing I like about it. Well, yeah, it's because obviously when you hold it, But
that couldn't get any more vector.
But it's just got this one button on the top, which is very spongy, very spongy. I don't know. It's just Commodore. What you think of when you made this joystick is a sad excuse of a joystick. But the worst thing about it altogether is this.
Oh no, unique.
So normally everyone had like the Commodore 64, the VIC-20, even the Amiga when they bought that had like a 9-pin connector.
It's like on keyboards and that used to have, but it's a bit bigger. PS2.
So they all had the same make. We've been showing you throughout the video. They all had these sort of plugs on them.
9-pin.
So when they bring out the Commodore 16, Commodore decided to make this with this shitty end on it that nobody else is using. And
maybe they thought, we'll sell loads of our joysticks.
And that's the thing. You were so say they thought you were going to be stuck with buying their joysticks, and not only that, these pins in here are crap as well. You had to stick it in by lining it up with that bit on the top. Nice. And the amount of times, even though I wasn't careful, I love my Commodore 16. I love my Commodore computers. Wasn't going to treat it rough or But no matter how careful I went putting that in,
You breathe
from
on
time
it.
to time, those pins in there would move, and so you're always getting pliers. And you imagine trying to get pliers in there to try and straighten them out. I think I even had pins break off or whatever. But just to piss on Commodore's idea, at least somebody did come out with an adapter. And you can still buy them today on eBay. I need to buy one actually, so I can use it with my Commodore 16 rather than this. The adapter, you plug that into like a little adapter, which then went into the normal 9-pin plug.
They didn't give you one in the box then, obviously.
No. So you it had like a little round end on there, and then a 9 sort of pin sort of plug, so you could do it the other way around. And it's just why did they sort of want to do that? I mean, Commodore, they must be making enough money at that stage at that time without messing about with.
It's hideous. But apologies if you love it. I'm sure there's someone out there that's the best joystick. All those others are crap.
Surely there's nobody that loves that.
If there is, leave us a comment. Yeah.
Just don't understand. I say Commodore thought they were going to rake it in by selling loads of these, and that probably made them so that they break quick, so you buy another one. But
maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I think that's just basically all my joysticks. What else are the joysticks?
I got some other kit.
Yeah, you've got some sort of rather special.
No, we kept these separately because I'll tell you what we start with. I'm just going to grab them. Stay with us, honestly. Just super quick. You've probably seen these everywhere. Made in China. It's massive. It's heavy. I bought it for MAME because it's got loads of buttons, even though that one is a bit broken.
So that's for a PC, basically, is it?
Yeah, I bought this for MAME for the PC. It's got
USB.
It's got a USB socket in there, and it's got some extra buttons, so you can program them for pausing the game or adding a credit or something like that. Turbo button, clear, whatever that does. What they were thinking. So yeah, loads of buttons. You could take it apart if you wanted to and use the buttons, but you probably wouldn't bother. This was only very cheap. There's some kind of port thing there that I don't get what it's for, but it's really heavy. And on the bottom it says TP-U670A, and it's got some kind of hologram, so you know it's legit. Because you don't want fake Chinese crap joysticks, do you? You want the legit.
Did you say it's pretty heavy?
Yes, whatever. Feel the weight of that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of weight to it.
I think it's got a metal plate. So fair play for using metal. I think it plays alright. It's no quick joy.
You've used it, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that thing. What's that thing? Oh no, it's a little sticker of a little bumpy thing. And I think that little thing is actually off an X arcade, which I don't have anymore, which is the you get them with an adapter, so it's a big double tank, like a tank stick.
Oh, right,
you must have seen them. They're so expensive, like 130 quid when they were new, but now they go for crazy money. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It was built for fighting games, and people put them in their own arcade machines instead of for people who really don't know how to wire up control pads and use iPacks and all that stuff. You can just buy this. If you go to arcadecab.com, I think that's still going. A really good website with loads of arcade stuff on there, and they actually have plans. I think in metric as well as imperial for both types of people. And you can make your own arcade machine out of wood, and it's got a space cut out just for that joystick. So that's probably why people buy them. But anyway, that's enough of that. Sorry, I said I'd keep it quick, but that's my PC main thing. Next up, we have
the monster.
A monster, and this is, for those Nintendo fans, this is the Nintendo Scoremaster.
To get the best out of your games, you should try your hand with the Scoremaster. Designed for use on the desktop, the arcade-style Scoremaster has a responsive 8-way joystick with 6 buttons. These are oversized for ease of use and have an auto-fire switch for each button. The Scoremaster also features a slow-motion operation with 2 speeds. So whether it's quick or slow, the Scoremaster will put an extra kick into your game.
This I bought for about 30 quid about 5 years ago on eBay. The box is really tatty, but I think I bought it because I was going to start getting into Street Fighter 2 again, but didn't. It's got the obviously the SNES connector. It's an official Nintendo joystick. It's got the Super NES Scoremaster model SNSP026. Patents pending. Metal bottom, really solid. Looks like
I've never actually seen it.
You've seen it. It looks like a SNES, and it is. It's the whole design is like the PAL SNES.
Yeah.
Whether or not this ever came out in America, I don't know. And if it did look, maybe it looked different because obviously the SNES was
What do all these slidey things do?
bland and awful in America.
What's this to do with the buttons? Is it something?
I think they're auto fires for other buttons.
All right.
So you could kick everyone's ass on Street Fighter in that.
It's pretty. I say it's pretty solid, isn't it?
Weird shape, but the design is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if there was an American version.
Yeah. As I say, I quite like that, the way they've taken the SNES sort of design and incorporated it in the joystick.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It plays alright. For anything, you'd expect Nintendo to, be high quality, and it is. And it's nice and sturdy. It's only got little suction cups in it. Actually, look, you can see 2 are missing.
All right.
That's a shame. So, yeah, no suction cups for Nintendo. But, yeah, start, select, and loads of auto fire buttons. So, yeah.
Nice thing to have in your collection, anyway.
Yeah, that's good. Just shame that there's bits missing, but never mind. What are you going to do? Okay, next up from Nintendo, what comes next? Any ideas?
Sure, they're all
Rival to
screen.
Nintendo, maybe? Back in the day? No? Oh, it's Sega.
Sega.
Sega,
Crap,
right.
wasn't it?
So, that was crap, but never mind. All the Master System fans.
Yeah, I've got one of these upstairs, actually.
Shout out to Gaming Geek World. I imagine you've got hundreds of these.
Yeah, probably.
If not, why not? This is the bit dusty. This is the Sega control stick.
Yeah, so I've got one, but I've never actually got around to using it. Is it any good? Have you used it?
I haven't used one of these for years. But I used to go to a friend's house back in the early 90s, and we used to play what's the Olympic Gold on this Master System? The Olympic game where you do diving and swimming and
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
We used to play that, and Black Belt and the Ninja, all those kind of common Master System games. So Sega proper pad control stick, little grip there for when you're holding it like this.
Almost looks like some sort of gear stick.
That
doesn't it?
turns a
Actual
bit. Yeah, it's just
top of
it's
it.
proper. Now these,
Looks like
well, yeah, it is. It is. It's a big. That someone's pushed the top and dented this one in, but yeah, 2 buttons, and it's got the Sega branding, obviously, Sega stick, and it's got like a what's it say on the bottom? Model 3060, made in Taiwan. So yeah, back when Taiwan was the joystick making empire of the world, but yeah,
Yeah.
have a bash on that.
Yeah. So I've got one, but I just never got around to actually getting it out and using it. I haven't played Master System in quite some time, so perhaps I should over the weekend or something.
I mean, it's not going to be great for every Master System game because some are great for the pad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
not bad. What last one? I think. So moving swiftly on before everyone cuts off from Master System now to Mega Drive. I think there's 2 versions of this, and I think the second one is just 100 quid plus, even used, but I might be wrong. So yeah, Sega Mega Drive Arcade Power Stick. It is enormous. It's bigger than my head. Oh, there's the bottom. And I've put a tested OK sticker on it because I'm the kind of sad person that when they get a second-hand joystick, boot it up on the EverDrive with a tester program to check it all works. Because that's how sad I am. Because I'd get it repaired if it didn't work, or I'd sell it as faulty for someone to repair because I want fully working.
Yeah.
So it's got little lights that light up when you push the button, and or they light up when the auto fire's on, I think. One or the other. This is unique because it's got a mega fire speed and a little slider.
You know where the fire is speed by the slider.
That's it. So yeah,
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. So I can't think of another one. Certainly not one we've got here that's got that on. Good, really good, strong metal bottom and
You
pads
expect it
as
to be
well.
good by Sega, don't you?
Yeah, so
It's like
that's-
the Nintendo ones,
That's a great joystick. Streets of Rage would be good in that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
definitely.
so
I think you've got one more joystick there. One more, haven't you? There's one more that you showed me earlier because you showed me an ultra rare one. Have you done with that?
the ultra rare one. Yeah, that's a joypad.
Oh right, yeah.
And we might be saving that.
Yeah, for another video.
Yeah, so yes,
giving the game away
we
now.
have, yeah, a very special joypad that I can pretty much guarantee no one has ever seen before. Maybe ever, maybe.
So
But it's really special and old.
So it might be worth watching out for the next video, or maybe the follow-on video that we'll be talking about that. So yeah, so that's our joysticks that are in our collection. We'd love to know what you guys got in your collection.
Yeah, leave a comment. Tell us, did you have any of these? Have you got any funny stories about breaking joysticks?
Yeah,
or
what was your favourite joystick?
who's
still
the
is?
king of the brands of
Yeah.
joysticks?
What still is your favourite joystick? Because like I say, I think probably Quickshot's still mine. Although I like the Zipstick these days. That's when if I'm playing the Commodore 64, it'd be the Zipstick probably, or the. I don't know. I've got still the Competition Pro. Like I say, that Slick Stick's pretty good as well. I like that. So
I'm not here to judge.
no. So anyway, well, thanks for joining us for having the look through our joystick collections, and we've just got joysticks absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, we're going to trip over joysticks
just,
in a minute.
Yeah. So, but until next time, guys, don't forget, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff. But until next time, James, as always, what they got to do?
Keep waggling those joysticks.
Yeah, and keep it retro. We'll see you again very soon.